What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? Appreciate y'all for joining us today, rocking with us. We host these live sessions. What's up? We got Crystal in the house. Cricket and Suds studying. What are you studying? You over here live right now on Instagram. You studying Instagram? You studying one who may sin? What are you studying? You got Emilio in the house. What's up? Law of law, qualities, law of the universe, the law of the world, the law of attraction. We're all studying some type of law. What type of law? And you said no. Yeah, what happened? What happened, Crystal? Man, you give me no heads up. I felt some type of way. I was like, all right, you know, law of love, maybe. There are a lot of laws, fundamental truths which cannot be undermined. Let's see if we could get Crystal here up. We're gonna invite. They're studying Mary Taylor. Who wants to come up and chat? We got some things to discuss here tonight. We're talking about law. We started off beat off rip. Yo, what's up? We got Crystal in the house. What's going on, Crystal? Man, what happened? And it was such short notice. It's an emergency. Everything all right?
Yeah, it was my pops, so he had to go to the hospital and all that, but he's doing all right. He just needs some rehab. But yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I didn't know. It was like by the time I found out, I was like, "Oh, you already gone." I was like, "Oh, okay, well."
Yeah,
thanks. No, but no, I'm sure we'll meet eventually. I'm sure of it. Yeah, I thought about you this past weekend. I had an epiphany, and I was like, I have to share this with Crystal next time we go on live. Question for you, because in the past we talked about like books and movies.
Yeah.
I feel like, tell me what you think about this. I feel like there are better, there are more higher quality books than there are movies. What do you think about that?
You are absolutely right.
Yeah. Okay. I just like I don't want to be biased, so I'm gonna present this to Crystal. Let's see what Crystal thinks about this.
Well, I'll depending on the movie, I guess you could say, because not all movies are A1.
Right.
So to speak. I mean, I'll see some stuff and then I'll read comments. A lot of people have like some really, really bad negative comments about certain things, certain movies, certain books. But, to each his own. So in order for you to find out, what you like and what you don't like is to actually read.
Right.
Read the book or actually watch the movie.
Right. It's the only way. You actually experience it. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. Because, and question for you, do you keep like a list? I feel like for me, I don't know, maybe it's just the way my mind works. Like I have to organize these things, the categories, and like to create my own uh, system of like a hierarchy of like my favorite movies, my favorite books.
Yeah.
You do that too?
Yes. I like in the beginning, like back in the day, I used to work at Blockbuster.
Word. That's an interesting. Yeah, that's interesting
Yes.
fun fact
Back
about
in the
Crystal.
day, I was working at
Uh,
Blockbusters when I started buying, DVDs and everything. I would like basically place them by, you know, Columbia Pictures, Paramount Pictures,
mm.
Disney, or Warner Brothers, or um,
And you actually sorted them.
Fox.
You took it upon yourself to do this, or is this like a job requirement?
No, no, no. This is what I would do when I'm at home.
Oh, okay.
So, or if it's more than one, let's just say, the let's see, blade. There's three blades, so
Yeah.
I will put blades 1, 2, and 3, or Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 1 and 2 together in a whole, the Bourne series,
Right.
things of that nature. So I'll do it that way. But when it comes to books, of course, you always want to do it in timeline order.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much
Okay. Okay.
chronological order.
Okay. Okay.
Or you could
Or if there's like a prequel.
yeah, you
Yeah.
could do it that way. Or when I first bought like the whole Mummy series and watched them all, but then again, I kind of put them in a weird order to where it's like I would put the Scorpion King first,
Hmm.
then the Mummy, the first one, and then the Mummy Returns. That way, because when you watch it in that certain order,
Oh,
it
I
kind
see.
of makes sense,
Okay. Okay.
you know,
Huh.
in that way, So, but like I said, to each his own.
Right.
Everybody is different. Everybody have their own
That's interesting though.
record or order of how we're doing things.
Right. Right. But it's the fact that you did take it to organize. I find that interesting. Um,
Yeah,
and then that we both agree, that there are better quality books than movies, generally speaking. Because like I was trying to organize my books, and then I was organizing my movies, and I was like, it's a lot easier to organize the movies because they aren't as good. you know?
that too. But you also got to realize books it's so much information. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people read different types of books, so it's like people have like some autobiographies, or they have self help books, or psych books. Books on self transformations and
Right.
things of that nature. So you always want to put your books in those type of order. Like you put all your sci-fi's in one side, and your fantasy on the other side, and you have history, thrillers, all these different ones,
Right.
In order. So me, since I have a lot of fiction, too many fiction, but that's my preference. That's my
No, for
preference.
sure.
So I just have like the whole series of I'm collecting Game of Thrones books for now. Right now. So I'm waiting on the other ones. I got to get the rest of them so I could get them on,
Right.
and find my order.
Do you? It seems like you're really into like the fantasy and like the medieval stuff.
Hmm.
Do you do any like sci-fi?
Yeah, I would do sci-fi. I would read some. I would go like if time and money permit, I would be in Barnes and Nobles every day. Because I literally live in this store.
It's just a vibe, right? It's just
Yeah, that's my vibe there. That's like my go-to place. That's like literally my escape.
Right.
So, and in that store, they have so many sci-fi books. I'm sitting there like, okay, choose. Seriously, how do you like seriously choose? I realize how vast Dune is to you. It's like it takes up one shelf. I'm sitting there like, I feel like Robin was saying, gee willikers, oh my God, Batman. You know.
It's a lot.
It's so, you know, you have the Witcher and you know, Game of Thrones. You have all these, plus, you know, Wheel of Time. You have all these different books, and you're sitting there like, dang, what do you really choose from? Seriously.
Right.
Same thing with like the mystery, the suspense, and the thrillers. James Patterson, a whole wall. I'm sitting there like, okay, where's the rest? Who else we have here? You know, and I enjoy the classics too, like, you know, Sherlock Holmes and who else? Who else? Yeah, Mark Twain, Great Expectations. You know, all those greats. They're rare gems. You know, and a lot of people tend to forget about them. They're so like the bread and butter of all books, really.
Do you find time to like really experience? You feel like you give them like thorough, I guess, time with just kind of like, because we kind of talked about this in a previous discussion about like the consumption of all of these.
Well, before you know, the pre-pandemic, my nose stayed in the book. I mean, I literally like, it's like I put blinders on. Nothing else matters. Outside noises, nothing. You know, it's just me and the book, book. So, but now it's a little bit harder, you know, with trying to work and, you know, get all, you know, everyday stuff and everything. And if I do read, it mainly be like a digital book, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really care for them because, you know, it doesn't smell like a book. Literally, I like to be able to flip the pages, not swipe and scroll and all this stuff. So, but other than that, you know, it's harder now compared to before the pandemic.
Right. I used to really be in. Well, I mean, I'm still not as much to the extent I was before, but like into like comic books, and it's like a certain experience, you know, when you go into the store.
Ooh, yeah.
Know, and like all the graphic novels and everything.
And what's crazy is it's like out here, it's not that many. It's not that many comic joints out here. So if you really want like good comic books to read, you literally download them on your phone. Like I literally downloaded DC Infinite, so I'll be able to read like classic. Then you have, you know, the Marvel Unlimited if you want to read anything of the MCUs, you know. So, but I mean, there is one out here. It's small, but it's cool. I love comic books. I haven't read much of them lately, but I do. I enjoy them. I literally enjoy them.
One thing they tend to go hand in hand, but I really haven't got into is like anime and like manga. Like, are you into that too, or not as much?
You are? I'm into anime too. I'll like sit out and go through like different streaming services just to see what they have, you know. I'm a big Black Butler fan. I love Sebastian.
I don't think I heard of that one before.
Yeah. It's dope. That's a dope one. yeah, Blue actually says Attack on Titan, and then of course Netflix have the original Castlevania. If you're into video games, Castlevania was a big video game back in the day. Now they made a
Huh. So the game came first.
It's I was floored how well animated it was, how well developed the whole storyline was. It literally floored me. Like, yo, this is kind of dope, you know. But as far as like manga, there's so many mangas out there. I'm sitting there like, dang, how can anybody sit here and read this and read it backwards? You know, but you know, just to see there's like full series compared to them turning them into like actual TV series. So to read them before the series come out, you know, at least.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a casual, I guess, anime. Uh, I can't even consider myself like a mangas, honestly. Not to have against it. I don't know. It's just like some things that you gravitate towards, some things you don't, and like you expect there to be overlap, you know, generally speaking, but it doesn't. It doesn't always work that way. Like, not too into Game of Thrones. I saw like a couple episodes. I was like, okay, you know, really into Star Wars, really into Dragon Ball Z, really into like comics, you know, not into Naruto. I don't know. I'm just trying to
right. See, I'm not into all animes, you know. I have to watch a preview of it just to get a glimpse of what I'm looking at, and if it does kind of intrigue me, then I will watch it. But there's some I'll be sitting up here like, and it's like a total drag. I'm like, okay, all right.
Right. It's like really confusing. And then sometimes I can see it's certain things over time. It's like, oh, okay. Like Dune was like that for me. I did the audio book, and I was like, the first 2 hours is, man, this is just dragging, you know. And then like after that, I was like, okay, this is it, you know.
I mean, I like that with WandaVision when it first came out, you know. I was sitting up there like, what the fuck is this? What is this? But as graduated, when a lot of shows do that, a lot of books do that. I mean, a lot of people are not going to be into, you know, Game of Thrones. A lot of people are not going to be into Vikings and all these different shows and whatnot, you know. But like we always say, everybody is different. Everybody has like a different preference, and you know, books, movies, animes, and all everything. So I mean, I understand. I mean, because I remember when I first watching games, and for like, okay, you got great people with blue eyes. What the hell? That's weird. That is so weird. But when it got to the point where I'm seeing dragons, I'm sitting up here like, okay, yes, I love dragons. You know, I have that. My favorite mythical creature is dragons. You know? But just to see that, and that's why I like, you know, the whole Dragonheart series as well.
1 second here. I got to shout out some people in the chat. What's up, Sharon? You know, the regulars. Sharon, Aaron. I'm reading everybody's comments. What's up? I don't know how to pronounce your name. You see that one on Instagram? Zaki. What's up?
Oh.
Just got to say what's up to everybody. Raina.
Yeah.
Lisa. But yeah, no, I'm listening. I had a question about
Holy crap! My cousin just joined. What's up, Nolan Jr.?
Which one is that?
Coach Nolan, 92.
Let's see.
That's my little cousin.
I think they're requesting to join. Let's see. Oh no! You said what?
It's Coach Nolan 92. That's my cousin.
Oh, okay. Nah,
It said he joined.
oh, maybe they
Let's
left.
see.
Oh, good.
I'm about to shout him out.
Harry Potter. What's your take on Harry Potter?
I thought it was cute. It was cute. You know, I never read the books yet. I haven't read the books. But, you know, when the movie's now, I'm sitting up there like, okay, let me see what all this hype is about. So when I sat down and watched it, I was like, oh, this is cute. Now, when I got to Chambers of Secrets, mind you, I am not a fan of spiders. But when that giant spider came out, I said, hell no. I shut it off for a second. I did not expect that. I was like,
I don't even know which one that was. I think I only seen the first two.
Good.
I thought it was the second one. Wasn't it the second one?
Yeah, Chambers of Secrets. Yeah, it was two.
Yeah.
And then, you know, after a while, it just started to get darker and darker. I was like, wow. I mean, for it to be like a children's book, it's quite dark. I was like, damn. But yeah, what was cool about the whole series is the fact that I've seen more kids with books then.
Yeah.
You know, it made kids want to go back to going to the libraries, go to Barnes & Noble and buy books. You know, after Harry Potter came out. You know.
Yeah, I remember being a part of that series, that wave. You know, watching all of reading the books. Started off reading the books, and then going into like watching the movies. Like, are you familiar with AR points by chance? I don't know if they have those. You said, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. It's like you read a book, and depending on the level of difficulty of the book, they'll give you points for it, and the points could be like redeemable for something in school, where's some like candy or trinkets or whatever. And like if you read so many, you know.
I know book app, they'll give you badges for the amount of time you're listening to your stories and whatever else. So, other than that, I never really. Not when I was coming up.
I didn't know that about Audible. No, I feel some type of way now about Audible. But I guess I thought I spent a lot of time on Audible, but apparently not, I guess. Yeah, I've been spending more and more time on YouTube. YouTube has like a lot of free books, and yeah, it's yeah, YouTube is really.
Sometimes, you know, where I am on YouTube, I will catch a few people doing book reviews. And sometimes I will catch a book I had never heard of or never seen. And I'm like, let me check this out. You know, just get, you know, a feel of a different book.
Right. Or, yeah, somebody else's perspective on it. Yeah. No, it's really good.
Yeah. So, of course, I have like 2 bookshelves full of all these different books.
So give us like your top.
I have read.
Give us your top. Like, I don't know. You have like a ranking system of like how you rank your favorites. What are your favorites of both books and the movies?
Okay, so these here. This is by Sherilyn Kenyon. These are League and Lords of Avalon Dark Hunter series. If you're into like old Greek gods or Egyptian, all that being thrown into modern world, these are your books right here. Now, seriously, they kick ass. Seriously, they kick some serious ass. I'm sitting here like, once you read them, you literally can't put it down. Because I literally read all of them. Now, this is the first one I read. This is the first one I read. It's called Sticks.
It's not necessarily the first in the series, though. Or is...
No.
Okay.
But it's something about this purple phoenix here that kept calling me. Like, seriously. It drew my attention mainly. Purple's my favorite color anyways, but, you know. Still. But look how thick it is.
Yeah, man. I said that totally discourages me.
And look,
out of the running.
I finished this within a week.
No way. That's wild.
I finished this. Yeah. It was that good. It was that good that I finished this whole book in 1 week.
I don't know if there's anything like on that level that I could just commit myself to and finish in a week. That's commitment. I maybe it's my I don't read that fast. I'll sit there on.
And you know what? And it's funny that you say that because you know people would
right
first points.
Right.
You know, don't skim through a book. Just take the words for what it is. Let it sink in and process and get like a real feel of it. So
fall asleep
and that's the same thing I feel about all these. It's like most of these books here, I have to sit and literally drown myself into the story.
Yeah.
It's like I literally put myself in the story.
It's an immersive experience.
And of course, you know, the classic Aragon.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that for sure.
Yeah. For sure. So those are some good ones. Really, really good ones.
One issue I do have, and I don't really think movies work the same. Art, the series, and like now you have to like delve into like everything else. You know, I guess maybe music works the same way, but it's like that's one hang up I do. Like Ender's Game, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there was like more than just that one, and now it's like, oh, now I have to commit to. I don't know.
Well, you know, there's some that are like that, some that are not. You know, it depends on like how well you are accepting to the story, I guess you could say. You know, if you sit.
Right.
That's how it is. You read it once and that's all it is.
Right.
You know. So I feel like everybody that do read, you know, everybody have like their own admission on what they like, what they don't like, if they want to continue.
Oh, you're muted. I can't hear you.
I mean, me, when I
can hear you now. I don't know. It went out for a second.
Yeah. So, after it came out, then, you know, everybody was big on the Twilight series, the whole Twilight saga. That became really, really popular. So, I didn't realize they were books until after the movies came out. So when I seen all the movies, I was like, okay, so let me check out the books.
Right.
So I bought the books, read them. I was like, okay, the books was way better than the movies. It was a lot more detailed and, you know, more action than compared to how Hollywood wanted the books. The books were really, really great. But a lot of people need to understand too, if they ever get a chance to read any of the Twilights, check out The Second Short Life of Bree Tanner. Now that one, it's a short story, but it's really good because it's basically about, it's within the Eclipse series, the Eclipse story. So how they were getting this whole vampire army of newborns going. One of them, it's basically about one of them, and it's like her point of view of everything of what's going on, other than hearing from the main characters. So it's like she's telling her side of the story before she had got, when it said.
Oh,
so,
well, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. We're not going to check it out. By the time I do, I hope that I forgot about this.
Like I said, it's not meant for everybody. It's not meant for everybody. But I'm just saying, those that are into the Twilight Saga, just check that one out too, because that's part of the series as well. So, but I know there's some books that just pray to read before you start reading, because like case in point, War and Peace. That book is bigger than Styx, and I'm sitting here like,
I think that's in my queue to read. I think 23. So, and then I have Divine Comedy is in my queue too. You familiar with that? And Atlas Shrugged.
Yeah, I have not been on my Audible in a minute, so it's like I need to check out what new stuff they have, And most of the time, I would just do like this, play a sample just to hear, what I'm going to be listening to and whatnot. So that's the beauty about like, audiobooks, Audible, or whatever audiobook app you have, if you're able to have that option on that too. And I also have this app called Movies Anywhere. So whenever I buy a movie from the store, if there is a redeem code, I'm able to use that redeem code and have it downloaded on my phone so I can watch it anywhere I want to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I recently had bought Morbius a while ago. So I just recently downloaded it. So, which was pretty awesome. Because I never knew anything about that character whatsoever.
I'm not familiar. It sounds familiar, but I don't know like the details of the story or anything.
Well, I'll put it this way. He's basically like the man bat from Batman.
The man bat? Oh, wow.
Except he doesn't really turn into a bat. He's basically a living vampire.
So he's a vampire. What's distinguishing him from like an actual vampire? Like,
well, one, he doesn't have wings like a bat.
Okay.
Like the man bat.
Right.
So, but I mean, like there is somewhat a similarity between the two. Like both characters are research doctors.
Yeah.
And they were both trying to find a cure for whatever issue that they were having. And then they came up with a solution. I guess, it has some weird side effects. So it made one guy turn into a literal bat.
I guess based on one another, whichever came second is.
Yeah, and if you really look at most of the characters, they all seem similar. Like, you have Nova, who looked like Dr. Fate from DC, or you have Black Panther, then you have Catman, you have Hawkeye, but you have Green Arrow.
That's the thing about protecting your intellectual property. Uh, so is Morbius? Is it a part of like a comic universe?
Huh?
Is Morbius a part of a comic universe or?
Yeah, I think he's part of like the MCU.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Okay, I thought it was like totally unrelated or something like that. No, but yeah, those MCU, DC, they copy each other all the time. So
Exactly. I
yeah,
mean, even with books, like majority of the books you see now, they all kind of copy one another, but they and same thing with werewolves and all these, the supernatural world, everybody comes out with a different vampire story.
right.
But, there's something different about a vampire. There's always something different about a werewolf. There's always something different about another, you know, there's always going to be like that one twist.
That's why originality is so valuable, in whatever medium. It's like whoever does something first, you know, is just naturally gonna be more likely to succeed. The first original idea and whatever it is, you know. So now it just reaffirms that idea to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that is true.
What are your movies list? What does that look like?
Oh my God. Where to start? I seriously don't know where to start, really, because I have so many of them. It's freaking
You
ridiculous.
can't
I mean,
have
my
as
closet
many as
is.
books, though.
I have just as many movies than I do books. Collecting through the deck, the mummies, all the Resident Evils. By the way, my favorites, Resident Evils.
Yeah,
Um, I just don't play the games that often, but I do watch the movies. They were
I
quite
remember the
good.
games. The games scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. That
You
it's
know,
giving
a lot of
nightmares.
people would say, don't play by yourself and don't play in the dark.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know any better.
A lot of people say that, but,
It was some books that gave
like
me
I said,
nightmares too. I don't. The only one movie that I could think of that gave me nightmare too was Pet Cemetery, the original one,
ooh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
and
Anything
Sign.
Stephen King,
Yeah,
is like, wow. I mean, from Pet Cemetery to Misery to
oh yeah,
It's
Misery
Time to
is
Die.
Misery
It,
is crazy.
it's,
I still haven't seen it.
that
Still haven't
is
seen it.
like, it
For a time before, people should have always been scared of clowns. Like ever
actually,
since
I
like the
didn't
Joker,
hear
right?
clowns until, actually, there was a movie called Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah,
Really?
clowns.
That sounds like a parody. Sounds like a joke.
It's freaky. It's because it came out like years ago.
Mhm.
Years ago. So it's like it's considered a cult classic, as well as The Day the Earth Stood Still, the original. Um, even though they gave me wrong when they remade it, it was awesome. Keanu Reeves was like thumbs up for me that he ever made were quite good. My
Yeah.
favorite from him is Constantine.
I'm familiar with it. I haven't seen it, but
It's
really,
a trippy movie.
Constantine over. I mean, The Matrix for me, but
The Matrix is good. The Matrix is good.
but even John Wick. John Wick,
I love
right?
John Wick.
Right.
John Wick is good.
Yeah. it's certain actors that are like typecast. They could be themselves in each role that they play, but they'll
Mhm.
still be good. Like two other ones that come to mind are Denzel Washington and Clint Eastwood,
Yes.
right? They're
Yes.
really themselves in like every role, but that doesn't mean it's a bad movie or they have a bad role in
Yeah.
it, you know.
Yeah. 'Cause I think. I mean, I remember seeing Clint Eastwood movies. When he was just Dirty Harry
Yeah.
and all that good, the bad, the ugly. But when you start seeing him in more modern movies like $1 Million Baby, you're sitting here like, wow, that's like a living legend. Like
Yeah.
his presence is it.
No.
Literally, you're drawn to it.
Right.
And I thought Grand Turismo, that there, oof,
I think I
when he
saw
played
it.
this grumpy old man.
Oh yeah. No, I remember now. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
played that grumpy old man. I was like, man, ugh. But it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. It was really, really good.
$1 Million Baby, Grand Tour. Yeah, I've seen both of those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Harry's. Um, I thought I had another question. Uh, or we're talking about movies. Uh, so you don't have like a top list of like what comes to mind. If I ask you your favorite movie, like what comes to mind?
Well, okay. It would be an old movie my mother showed me years ago. It's called The Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's
Okay.
like my number one. And this is like the original Universal monsters, other than the original Dracula, the original Wolfman,
What about like
and the
Godzilla and
Invisible
King
Man.
Kong? Is it in there?
Well, yeah. Well, the latest ones, like Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong, Kong of Skull Island, and then all that. That was like they were quite good. I enjoyed it, especially Kong of Skull Island.
I'm trying to
I
remember
enjoyed that.
which is which. Was that Peter Jackson? Or what year did it come out?
I think it was 20.
Try to look it up.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna have to look that up. That's quite. It was like a few years back. It wasn't. I mean, it's not like super old, but it was like a few years back. But that was a good one. The Legend of Tarzan. I like that one.
Is that a
Legend of
live
Tarzan. That was amazing.
action? Is it animated or I don't know.
No,
Oh really? No, I'm not familiar with it. It sounds like snakes on a plane.
no, there was nothing like snakes on a plane.
Okay.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that. It's like
Hootie Tang. You see, that's a classic. I don't care what anybody says. That's a classic.
yeah, it is a classic.
For
That
the
is
wrong
a
reason,
cult
maybe.
classic.
But
That one,
oh,
the Goonies.
I haven't seen. I've heard
That's
about
a
it.
cult classic. Goonies is a cult classic.
What's the difference between that and Stranger Things? Like I always get the two mixed up. They're similar.
Which one?
The Goonies and Stranger Things. Aren't they similar?
Okay, no.
No.
The Goonies was around the 80s, during the 80s. So it's like Treasure Island.
Yeah, I like it.
So
I haven't seen the
that's
fourth
another
one.
one too. Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Love those.
That brings up. I have to ask about James Bond.
Certain one. Now,
right.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah.
Die Another Day. Die Another Day. What's another one?
Those are the ones that sound familiar too, but I don't know which one is
Yeah,
which.
I think after Pierce Bronson, it kind of like it didn't really like say, "Oh, I'm gonna go see it."
Right, right.
You know, with the whole Casino Royale and all that. I was like,
Right.
nah, I'm good.
So I have to ask about Rush Hour. Rush Hour.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
You okay with Rush Hour with Chris Tucker? You literally have to either go to the bathroom before you watch it, or you have to put on a catheter so you don't pee yourself. Literally.
Those are amazing.
Yeah.
Fridays
I mean,
come to mind.
just seeing between him and Jack Chan is they made it work.
Right.
They made it work.
For sure. Man.
And not many can do that.
Right.
You know, even though they'll put a front up on TV, you know, during interviews, and you could tell, you could read their facial expressions, their eyes, their body language. It says it all, pretty much. But when you see, you know, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan together, I mean, literally
Right.
they're just two big old kids.
I don't know if we've had chemistry like that. You know what it reminds me of? Who's got it going on right now is The Rock and Kevin Hart. Like they have great chemistry together, each other.
Yeah.
You know, obviously it's a different kind of genre, but you know, it reminds me of that.
Yeah. But to see you got a really big, tall man, then you got this
Leprechaun.
it's like, how's that gonna work? You know, how's that really gonna work? But
right.
they made it work.
Because
even like when I saw Jumanji, at first I was like so skeptical about it. Like I didn't think I want to see it because after Robin Williams, it's like,
yeah,
no.
Right.
No. But when I saw it, I was like, okay, I dig this one. I actually dig it. You know.
I haven't seen it.
And that's how I felt about the live action Aladdin. That's how a lot of people felt like the live action Aladdin. Because, you know, in the animated series, Tula? Cat scared me. Now, in the cartoon, you had Robin Williams playing the genie.
Right.
And then when they made the live action Aladdin, everybody's like, no, he can't do this. I don't think he's right for that. But yet, when you go ahead, Will.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I mean, he did a good job.
Yeah.
I give him that. He made a dope genie.
I have to think when Will Smith didn't execute on a role, you know, because he's one of those characters that played like so many different types of roles. Maybe not to the extent of Johnny Depp, but like almost, you know, in regards to like diversity of the roles.
Well, I would say this, like most of the roles that he ever played in were mostly like the hero.
Who's that? Johnny Depp or Will Smith?
Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the hero, you know, protagonist and whatnot.
Yeah, he's gonna be the main character and whatever.
But then again,
yeah,
he can play the hell out of like autobiography roles. Like,
yeah,
Ali. If you've seen him in Ali, it's like,
yeah.
That was awesome. I do need to sit down and watch that King Richard movie, the one about the Williams sisters' dad.
I haven't seen it either.
He played in that. You know, he played the father. So I'm like, okay, check that out. Now, tripped me out the most was
Oh, really?
being only human. Now, it was good so far until he had to put down the dog. I was like, no, not the dog. Not the dog, not the dog. Not anything about a sequel at all.
Okay. Could be. That's totally possible. I wanted to give you a heads up and let you know before my Instagram might cut out. So
okay.
Yeah, just to let you know. I don't know if we have maybe like five minutes or so. But when you brought up, we were just talking about Rush Hour, right? And like that kind of merges like two genres in a way, kind of like the Kevin Hart uh, dynamic duo kind of thing,
Yeah.
From there, it kind of splits into either like action or comedy.
Yeah.
It reminds.
It's basically like how they would merge romance comedy, or genres. It's it's nothing really new. It's just something different for the time. But by now, like the whole time that they were putting out all these.
Even like music, music is merging in itself, and they're not really, I guess, and people, it's like we're not really, we're more reluctant to put like and tags on things and like genres, and it's like it doesn't matter. It's either good or it's bad now, like matching up rap with metal, and
you know what? Sometimes like some of it works, some of it don't work.
Right.
That don't mean stop.
Right.
Just like there's a character on Big Hero 6. He says, look for a different angle. So if you hit a problem, try finding another solution with a different angle.
Right. No, it totally makes sense. Yeah, if you can't get in through the front door, back door, chimney, window, doggy door,
whatever, find a way in.
A person's commitment to himself and their cause. But thanks, Chris. There's a couple seconds left. It's about to go out here. But pleasure as always. We'll catch you next time. Thank you, everybody else, for tuning in. Other than that, do what you do. Whatever you do you. After all, is what you do best. Peace, y'all. Stay up. We're going all the way up. Eyes to the sky.